very excited because there is different individuals who we do not know one another, and we all have a story. Their story is unique to them, and sharing their stories with us makes us believe and understand that every story has a power, and every story is worth hearing, and every story is worth sharing.
So what I'm most excited about this year is that I get to showcase my new work, my new artwork. I've poured out my heart, I've poured out my soul, and I get to share it with everyone. I'm a bit vulnerable about it, but I'm quite excited to see how people interact with my art. Also the topics that are going to be unpacked and the stories that will unfold today. I just can't wait.
The importance of the event is basically a safe space, a safe networking space. You know, you have people who are living in an anxious life whereby you don't know who to vent to, who to share your story with because of the fear of being judged or the fear of being misunderstood. So this event today says you are here at a space that is free, that is comfortable, that is safe for you to share your story without fear of judgment. And your story matters. Your story is enough.
So it's the second edition of our event, and again, you know, exceeded expectation, and it just really shows that there's a real need for us to have such spaces that I'm trying to create. I think today was even better than last year, where there were no particular speakers, but I think the crowd was so engaging in telling the power of the story, which was the theme today, that they felt comfortable really being naked in the space and telling their story. And I think for me, simply means that I've done my job in creating the environment where we can really build genuine, real connections to ensure collaboration and to also ensure support. Because a lot of the networking events that we attend, they're really just about sharing business cards, elevating pitches, and very fluffy, but not about the real human connection. And I think the human connection that is real is what really connects us in a profound way in order for us to receive the right kind of support and collaboration. Look, it's a feeling of comfort, it's a feeling of excitement, it's a feeling of purpose. You know, it's a feeling of you are doing what you're supposed to be doing. You know, creating a space where people are truly embracing this new concept of being real and breaking down the walls. And this is not something that is normal and regular to people, because as people we want to put up the walls. The walls must be in line with our titles. The walls must be in line with how people see us. So really trying to get a crowd of people to break down the walls is a mammoth task. And I think I've done that very well. And I must say, I'm excited about it.
We produce about 100,000 bottles, and 80% of production goes to export. And locally, we are growing very well here in Gauteng, which is why I'm here. So Ntsiki's got a motto that says, we follow our wine everywhere it goes.
I am Ntabiseng Kometi. We are at the Eagle Canyon after an amazing day with the hot seat with Penzola.
Hi, my name is Zanele Matume. I'm at an event, a motivational one with beautiful people. So the event was good. I loved the art pieces. I loved interacting with the guests. And I also loved the stories where people were telling their stories in a safe space. So it was a beautiful experience.
It absolutely was, and I was surprised by how quickly I managed to get naked. Hence I'm saying when one person builds or rather creates that vulnerability, it makes it easier for you to share the same. And as I've been engaging with the attendees today, it was just interesting for me to see how many of them resonated with different aspects of my story. And quite often we can be ashamed of our stories. We think that our stories are unique to us, or they are different. but actually our diversity is actually what we have in common, and that's what strengthens us.
It was because the host created an atmosphere where people can be frank and can be safe and can share their different journeys and their different lives. So it was very easy because the tribe that was there made it easy, and the whole atmosphere.
It was hard at first to get naked with my paintings because that's my personal work, that's my personal stories. And for people to be so receptive and wonderful and welcoming towards my story has really helped me like elevate myself in terms of where I want to go next. There's one last painting left of the series, and it's one that's going to be filled with restoration, joy and happiness, and I think that will just come full circle to the journey I started, and I'm happy that I got to take the journey with everyone here.
I think that these events are very important, especially for young executives, young Black executives who, for the most part, are the first generation of people like themselves to be in such rooms, to hold the positions they hold in corporate South Africa, in the business sector, in the world, and at large. And so we create these spaces for us to still support each other through some of the challenges we might feel, to share the difficult emotions that we may hold, but also to encourage each other. But I think the most important thing is for us to leverage the collective power that sits within this network. Like Penny said, many of us come from different industries, and if you had to count and consider all the different people in the room and the wisdom, the expertise, and the experience that we possess collectively, we can do so much.
It's important because we live in a world that's so much in a rush that you need an event like that where you can decompress and take stock of everything with different people, not necessarily the people who are already in your space. So yeah.
So Penzola, my friend, you came into this thing not sure how it would pan out. You came to me with this unmistakable space idea, and everybody thought you're crazy, it's not gonna work, but you pushed on, and your resilience is really showing. It's changing lives, and it's impacting people that didn't think, they themselves didn't think that they would be impacted. So Nganwam, keep on going, keep on pushing. You are the girl you think you are.
The host must continue. She's doing a good job. She is a great host, and she gets people. She gets the essence of being human. So she must continue to do that. She must continue being a great human and impacting lives. Yeah.
Look, it's different location, different vibe, but the same core concept. The concept of creating a naked space and be authentic. And I'll see you guys next year.